Hello everybody, welcome back. Since you were last with us, we've had one game and one game only. It's been a bit of a game. But today we hope to put things right and open that gap at the top of the table to something that means that we are pretty confident that we will get promoted to the Premiership. Welcome to Be A Legend. Hello and welcome to episode 19 of To Be A Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have games for you in the Championship against Cardiff at Severnside Derby, travelling over the bridge this time, and then a home game against Peterborough also in the Championship. Since you were last with us, you will see that we've played Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, and it was a 1-1 draw. We were a goal behind in this one. Keenan Davis, after 54 minutes, goalless first half. Ben Nelson getting up and equalising after 62. But it was another game that we should have really won. You look at the stats, should have just rampaged, really. 23 shots, 8 of which were on target. Having said that, they only had 14 shots, but they did have 9 of those on target. Either way, I think we probably should have sneaked it. If you look at the XG, 2 on the XG against 1.5 on the XG, I think we should have probably had that. Ryan Green missing a couple of 3 golden opportunities in that game, which would have put us well out of sight. We've come back a bit early because of the Severnside Derby today against Cardiff, and then we'll bumble on down. I think we've got Bournemouth Reading in the next episode, and then Bournemouth Reading. Then we're going to come back for Norwich Blackpool, and there'll be 3 games offline coming back for a final episode of Birmingham and Swansea Norwich, assuming that they are still tucked behind us in the league, because they've slipped up a little bit. But as you will see, because of that 1-1 draw against Sheffield United, we are now only 4 points clear of Norwich in second place. West Brom have actually played a game. When did they play that game more than us then? There. So they played the Friday night game and lost to Birmingham. So that's good news, because today, if we can win this game against Cardiff, that will mean that we have something like a 7-point gap on West Brom, and really could do with Norwich slipping up. Norwich today are at Coventry, so if Coventry do us the pleasure of doing the same as what they did to us, then and we can beat Cardiff, then obviously things will look a lot better. Right, no more transfer news, nothing happening on that front. What else is there to tell you? I don't think there is a great deal else, in which case we will get into the episode. And our first game of the episode, it's that Severnside Derby against Cardiff. And here is the team that will face Cardiff at the Cardiff City, or the City Stadium, I think it is, for this one. Bentley in goal, Pring, Nelson, Phillips and Roberts. Our backline as Rate and Dalibasharu in central midfield. Rogers, Dak and Young Coombs in our attacking midfield. Green up front. Cairns, Fernandez, Gordon, Delap, Viner, Cabano and Jenna are all on the bench. Just to say that good news is afoot, because Freeman is back in training, properly fit. He will be back probably in the next game. Still missing Williams, who's on a 3-match suspension. His second match today, so he'll be missing for the Peterborough game as well. And other players coming back, of course. We do have the goalkeeper, who's not made an appearance tonight. Schneller is coming back from injury. Masengo is still out, and Semenyo still out. Semenyo back in training tomorrow. Masengo out for another 6 to 2 weeks, and Schneller back in 3 days. So we're starting to get those players back into the scene, which means that for the run-in, hopefully things should be okay. Right, that's the team then that will face Cardiff for this one. And we're underway here for this one at the Cardiff City Stadium. Early doors, not a lot happening. We have a throw-in on that far side. Roberts throws it into Rogers, who's into Dak. Dak tries to get it in. I'm not sure what Dak was trying to do there, but it didn't do it. Nelson heads it to Roberts, though. Zarate. Delabasharu to Pring into Green. And Ryan Green making amends for the ones that he missed against Sheffield United. He's put that way. Aplomb. And Pring with the assist. Interesting to have a look at the stats and see how many assists Pring has got. He's certainly put on a few. Lovely run and just put it into the path of Green, who didn't have a marker. And Green adds to his tally for the season. And I was so excited. Didn't notice how many he had actually scored so far this season. If he scores again, I will double check. And at the moment, Coventry 0-0 with Norwich. So we've restored that 6-point lead. They have a corner. Holland with the corner, headed away by Phillips. Only as far as Bagan. Crossed in deep. Pring heads it clear to Rogers. Rogers holds the ball up. Finds Pring. Pring to Rogers. Rogers comes forward. Finds Dak. Dak tries to sweep it out for Pring, but it's a bit far ahead of him, actually. Nelson heads that down to Rogers and then Zarate. Zarate. Dak. Rogers. Rogers to Green. Pring has come in field. He's got it to Green, and Green puts it away. It's his 10th goal of the season. I have checked, or remembered to check. He's now in front of Luke Freeman. He'd equalled Luke Freeman's 9 goals for the season, and now he has scored his 10th. And we go 2 up after 32 minutes here at the Cardiff City Stadium. And Ryan Green is doing the sort of thing that I would have expected him to do against Sheffield United and didn't. Dak. Just need a bit of consistency out of him and he'll be an absolutely good player. Well won by Nelson. Rogers. Young Coombs through to Green, who's on a hat-trick. And the goalkeeper saves it this time. It's gone out for a corner. And Rogers will come... Roberts will come forward for the corner. Roberts swings it in. It's headed over the top. And a goal kick. Here's Ryan Green's potential hat-trick. I think the thought of a hat-trick, should have shot it. I think the one thing, he's obviously a youngster. He's just taking one touch too many. Just assuring himself. And in that assuring himself, he misses the opportunity. And it gets closed down and all sorts. And half-time, those 2 goals from Ryan Green on 10 minutes and 32 minutes gives us a well-deserved lead. 11 shots, 6 on target, a 1.14 on the XG against Cardiff's 3 shots and 2 on target. So they're not doing too badly. We just need to make sure they don't come back at us in the second half and cause us any problems. No changes at half time. And as we are back underway, give Morgan Rogers a bit of a telling off at half time. He's a bit demotivated, so we'll see how he performs. Roberts, Dak. Poor pass by Dak. And that's where we missed Freeman, I'm thinking. That's well cut out by Nelson to Delabasharu. Dak. Dak has a shot from distance. He's gone in through the goalkeeper. And it's 3-0 with 57 minutes on the clock. And I think we can say, unless something goes badly wrong here, we've put this one to bed. And we've come over the bridge. Not quite sure what happened there. I think the ball curled in. Goalkeeper was expecting to just push it round the post. And the ball curled in and it went straight through his hands. Very, very odd. Right, Roberts to Young Coombs. Back to Young Coombs. Young Coombs has a shot from distance and it's sailing over the top. Cardiff City have made a number of changes. Let's go and have a look and see whether we need to be doing anything. James Collins, I think we need to, because both these players are good players and players that could do us a bit of damage if we're not careful. So we will we'll do the necessary on them for the minute. And still those 6 points in front. Coventry and Norwich still 0-0. We could do with Coventry actually scoring against them. That would do absolute wonders. Come on, Coventry. Come on, all cheer Coventry on. As we go into the 70th minute. And down to changeroo time. As is normal. Nobody really suffering. And Deli Basharoo, probably, but I'm not sure. Have we got anybody on the bench that can go into central midfield? This is the thing. We got Niskins Cabano, but he's not really the sort of player that I want to drop in there, really. We are sort of like short in that central midfield at the moment. Rogers still not having a good game out on that left wing. And he could be one to change. The question being then is, who do we change him for? Do we bring Katie Gordon on? Let's take Morgan Rogers off. Bring on Katie Gordon on that left side. And we'll see what he can do. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to make any more changes at this point in time. Point finger. Faith, go out and make a difference. Katie Gordon on then. As we head into injury time and nothing else doing, it's a 3-0 win and quite an impressive win at that. Phillips getting man of the match as well by the looks of it in defence. It looks like he could be a very good player that we've brought in there in defence, shoring up the defence a little bit. Could become a regular alongside Nelson possibly. So he's looking good. And we're all fine and dandy. Let's have a look and see how that affects the table. Well, good news, boys and girls, because Coventry did us a favour and held Norwich to a 0-0 draw, which means that gap is now back up to the 6 points that it was. We just need to stop doing the little falters that we do. Keep going, because Norwich are faltering as well. So all we need to do is keep going. 2 or 3 games now, unbeaten, and possibly with wins, would actually do us the power of good. What we seem to do, which is all too often with Bristol City, is we seem to play the teams near the bottom and struggle, and then the teams up nearer the top, we seem to just turn it on. So let's get a double bank. Let's pick up 6 points in this episode if we can, with a win against Peterborough. That would be rather splendid. That's coming up in a very short space of time, and yeah, there we go. Right. So we will come back with the team that is going to face Peterborough in the second game in 3 days here in the Championship. Right, we had a bit of a problem with the video, not recording the audio, so I'm going to record over this and tell you a bit about what's going on. Hopefully it'll tie in and won't be too messy. Freeman is back. We do have a number of players coming back. Semenyo has 75 minutes in him. He's on the bench for this one. So we do have players coming back, which is good news. Bentley in goal, then Pring, Nelson, Phillips and Roberts are our back line. We have Sarate and Adela Basharoo in midfield, and then our attacking midfield is Rogers, Freeman, and on the right, Gordon. Freeman has 45 minutes in him. Gordon and Green up front. On the bench, Cairns, Viner, Semenyo, Young Coombs, Fernandez, Dack and Janner. And here we are underway at Ashton Gate. And we need to get a result after the win against Cardiff, which was really good. And Peterborough have this highlight. And tackle went in there, but referee plays on. And it's come inside, and it's a goal by Jack Marriott. He's third of the season. Bit disappointing. Went out wide and back in, and nobody marking him. He had a free shot, and we go a goal behind. Just going to check on the opposition settings just to make sure that we are marking the players that we should be marking. So we're going to do a bit of tickling away, as we normally do. Backing away again. Need to get back into this as soon as we can. And it's a free kick. Nelson to Zarate. Back to Nelson. Goes out wide to Pring. Zarate. Zarate gets the ball forward looking for Green. Didn't find him though. And that attack turns into a counter-attack. But it's gone a long way back. Phillips tidying up. Seems to have done well since he's come in. It's certainly been a good buy. Bentley fires that one forward, but mistake by the defender. Green gets the ball to Gordon, and Katie Gordon gets his third goal of the season, and we're back level after 20 minutes. Ignore the little man in the corner. He doesn't know what he's talking about, hence why I'm talking over the top of it. Katie Gordon getting that one away. Lovely, lovely. Back on terms then, just as we should be. I think we've probably deserved it stats wise. They have a throw in, and we just got to be careful they don't get another one. And that man is on that wing again. Oh, Bentley should have had that, and Marcus Harness puts them 2-1 up after we weren't in front for very long. 3 minutes I think all told. And that's really depressing. They've got back us very, very quickly there. Phillips come out. Phillips come out to him on cover. But again, he seemed to have an infinite amount of room in that penalty area, which was really annoying. And what actually happened on video is I think when they scored that second goal, I bashed my chair with my left wrist, and I've my Apple Watch suddenly decided it was going to ring the emergency services because it thought I'd fallen over, which is never a good thing, is it really? Now audio did come back on at some point or other. I'm hoping it will suddenly we get some audio. Otherwise, I'm just going to record over the top of it, and I'm not quite sure what happens then. I'm sure we can work it out. Okay, doing a bit more tweaking to the opposition again, just in order. Now we're behind again, we need to make sure they don't get any more in front. So just chucking those over, set those up as we head down towards the half-hour mark. And we really need to try and get back on terms in this before half-time, if we can. Bit of a shame after getting back on terms. And we go into half-time, and it isn't going to happen. 10 shots, 4 on target, 1.26 on the XG, 57% possession against their 3 shots, 2 on target. Or is it 2 shots, 2 on target? I can't see. It's a bit fuzzy this particular screen, and 43% possession. And you're back for the second half. No changes at half time. And not a lot happening in this first 20 minutes or so of the second half. And I think we're going to do a little bit of looking to see if we need to tweak anything. Ryan Green not having a fantastic game up front there. Gordon getting that goal back, of course. Right, we've changed it to the version 1 of the 4-2-3-1. We're just checking to make sure that everybody's on the right roles, and we'll see if we can get anything out of this for a short while. They have a free kick, hopefully not get another goal here, and it's Lindsay heads that over the top. As you can see from the XG, we're well in front on XG. They've had four shots, 3 on target, and we really need 77 minutes in. It's time, which is usual for us to do the change. Gone attacking, Zarate. We don't have any midfield, only Bradley Dack, and we don't really want to put him in there. Looking at Luke Freeman, who's come back from injury, and he's not really having a good time in there, so we're going to put Dack in place of Luke Freeman. Are we going to make any other changes? This is the question. Big decisions to be made if we're to get back in this game. Always seem to have a bit of a wobble on. Least when we want it, really. So we've got to try and avoid the wobble, as it were. Gordon, I'm thinking about Gordon, obviously. And I'll move Gordon over to the left-hand side. Rogers is tired, so we're going to take him off and bring on Jana on the right. And we'll stick with that for the minute. I think that's the plan. And we're back underway again. .84 minutes on the clock. Deli Basharu, he's come off the woodwork, and they've tidied it up. That could have been a turning point had we got that in. 89 minutes on the clock. We have a corner of Roberts, and it's headed clear, but only as far as Roberts. Phillips, Deli Basharu, back to Roberts. Can Roberts do anything with this? Phillips stayed up. Deli Basharu, and it's through to Ryan Green, and he has his 11th goal of the season, and we are back on level terms, literally on 90 minutes. And I think that's possibly the best that we can hope for, a draw. And we'll just have to see how Norwich have done. That man Ryan Green, he's always a bit dangerous. A bit of an offside question mark there, but I think he's just about onside. All square, and we've gone attacking, so this could be interesting. And I'm not quite sure what happened there. He lost the ball, but we've been given the penalty. Okay, I think it was a bit of a soft one, that one. I've seen other penalties not given. Dack, he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, and we're in the lead, 3-2. 93 minutes on the clock, and we'll take it. But in some ways, we've played better in games and lost them. This one, I think probably a draw is the fair result. We have a highlight from kickoff though, and that's always a bit of a worry. Are they going to get back level with us? Goalkeeper fires that one forward, but Nelson gets his head to it. Green through to Jana, and Sako Jana has his 9th goal of the season, and we are 4-2. That's a very flattering scoreline, I have to say. I don't think we really deserve the 4-2, to be fair. But as I say, some you win, some you lose. It's one of those, isn't it, really? I've just realised I've recorded the whole of this game with no sound on. The sound was off. Oh, man. That's really annoying. And, well, what I was actually saying was we've pulled this off from being 2-1 down pretty much on 90 minutes. Ryan Green on 90. Bradley Dack scoring 3 minutes injury time from the penalty spot. And then Sako Jana pretty much from the kickoff again, making it 4-2. An unlikely result and one I wouldn't really have expected. So I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. Dak coming on for Freeman, he not only scored, he provided an assist as well. So 18 shots, 10 on target, over our 50%, 2.94 and 52% possession. So well done. 5 shots, 4 on target for Peterborough, 0.62. In a way, I think they were unlucky. Apologies for the sound. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fix that, but I think might have to. I think you probably had the whole match without me wittering on, which probably isn't such a bad thing. It's one of those days. It really is. We've had problems with OBS and the file sizes that it's been producing for some unearthly reason. We've updated it recently, and it's done all sorts of things. And I've tried to fix that, which has put me behind in recording, and then we've ended up with this problem. I might do a sort of like a commentary over the top, but I'll have to see if I can fit that in. Right, let's have a look and see how that leaves us in the table. Well, and it's jolly well that we did what we did because Norwich beat Burton Albion by 4-0, and West Brom beating Swansea by 2-0 as they were at half-time. So we continue with that 6-point lead at the top of the table against Norwich, and then 7 points clear of West Brom in third. And I think we have about 12 games to play, if my maths are right. 12 games to play, 36 points available currently. So still a long way to go, and still a long way to progress. So 36, 18, 92. So 92 will mean that we are definitely in the playoffs, and we've got a long way to go before we can actually assure ourselves of automatic promotion. We just got to keep going, but at least we've had 6 points in today's episode. That is the major thing. 4 days down to Wigan. That is the next game up. We're not going to see that. Wigan, Luton offline. Going to come back for Bournemouth and Reading, I think it is. Is that right? Or we're going to do 3 and then those 2. I'm not quite sure how we're doing it. I need to work it out exactly. I think it's probably Bournemouth and Reading in our next episode. Then we'll come back for Norwich and Blackpool. 3 games. That's right. That's how we're going to do it. So it's Bournemouth and Reading in the next episode. Bournemouth currently 4th. Reading currently 22nd. So it could be a topsy-turvy day. And then we'll come back very quickly for the Norwich game, which will be probably it may well be an early decider. We'll see. And then, of course, we have the final 2 games of the season and the end of season review. I'm doing it all wrong now. I've pressed the wrong buttons and all sorts. So I really apologise. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all the remaining episodes of this particular series. And, of course, it tells you what's going on with our other series. And, of course, it will give you news of the FM23 series as they come out. New episodes are To Be A Legend, currently released every Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, you need to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. That'll keep you up to date what's happening and what's going to be happening on FM23 when it comes out very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 20. It's out on Saturday at 11 o'clock. Until then, it's a very goodbye.